Conservatives outraged that Ryan Care would allow illegal immigrants to collect health care tax benefits. Already, the United States has created the world's largest welfare system for illegal immigrants. 51% of immigrant-headed households used at least one federal program, compared to 30% for native households. The average immigrant household consuming 33% more cash welfare, 57% more food assistance, 44% more Medicaid dollars than the average native household. Over 24% of immigrant households are headed by a high school dropout, compared to 8% for native households. That is, the immigrants coming into this country, particularly illegal immigrants, largely uneducated and unskilled, and a very, very significant issue. The rape of a 14-year-old girl last week at a Maryland high school renewing attention on sanctuary states. 17 and 18-year-old illegal immigrants from Central America now face first-degree rape charges. Yesterday, school superintendent Jack R. Smith actually criticized parents who were concerned about adult illegal immigrants being in their schools, being allowed to enroll with children in Montgomery County Public Schools.
We are a public school system, and we serve all of our students when they come to us. And when we look at that, it is not only the right thing to do and the good thing to do, and it benefits the students and our community and our state, it's also the law of the land.
Well, 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 isn't he a sanctimonious son of a gun? Joining me now to talk about the dangers of defying federal law. He is so concerned about the law of the land, perhaps he should take note that sanctuary cities defy the law of the land. And we're also going to examine the dire cost of illegal immigration. Founder, Executive Director of the Foundation for Liberty and American Greatness, Nick Adams. Nick, great to have you here. Senior Fellow at the London Center for Policy Research, columnist for the New York Post. Betsy McCaughey, good to have you here. First, let's deal with this issue. The idea that illegal immigrants would be drawing on Ryan Care, health care, is just a reversal of what has been American history, in which you had to have a sponsor. You had to show that you could be independent and not be a burden on society.
And Obamacare, of course, provided millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars for illegal immigrants to these community health centers. Well, it's an outrage, I have to tell you, that Speaker Paul Ryan is reluctant to support an amendment to ensure that illegal immigrants don't get these tax credits and other benefits, because he says the Senate parliamentarian might not agree. Now, just remember, this Senate parliamentarian...
Ryan, defender of the Senate parliamentarian.
Oh, yes, not a Senate parliamentarian, somebody who has never been elected by anybody. This is the typical go-along to get along career politician, Ryan, standing up for the system instead of the people.
Well, the good news, Nick, is it looks like we're getting a deal here, Betsy. Very late in the process, but a deal nonetheless. And apparently, it's a very positive deal. The president, by the way, the president has been very clear. He's not going to sign anything that he doesn't agree with and doesn't meet his campaign promises.
But blame Ryan again for the last-minute chaos and suspense, because this could have been done much sooner. It was Speaker Paul Ryan, because of his pride of authorship, and he wanted to run the show, he wouldn't bring in the amendments that would garner the support of the rest of his party.
Regular order was supposed to be the order of the day.
That's right. The president has been willing all along to do this.
I think we should credit as well Rand Paul, Tom Cotton in the
Ted
Senate,
Cruz has
and
been
Ted
major.
Cruz and Congressman Mark Meadows, Congressman Jim Jordan, Congressman Walker, the head of the Republican Study Group. We got a lot of people to credit. But Nick, let me turn to you. What are we going to do to make sense out of this immigration system that is so tortured? And if Paul Ryan, for example, has his way, it's going to be it's going to be further distorted and burdensome.
There's a lot of things that we've got to do, Lou, and we've got to do them really quickly, because this is a major problem that we've got here in the United States of America, and we can't have the greatest country in the history of the world being saddled with these kind of problems. We need to make it really easy for good people to come to the United States and impossible for bad people to come to the United States. And I cannot possibly convey in words my disappointment at the deliberate leaving out of that clause that would allow illegal immigrants to collect taxpayer money for medical costs. That's outrageous, it's disgraceful, and it's symptomatic, really, of what we have come to see and learn in the last few years.
You know, in that refusal on the part of Ryan to use judgment, and to leave it open to the process of the full representation of the House in hearings.
That's right.
And amendments. It's going to be interesting to see if that survives this process that obviously the president has insisted upon being opened up, as has Mark Meadows, the Freedom Caucus, and others.
It's going to be a much better bill because of these last-minute amendments, because all in all, they will substantially lower premiums, and that's what Americans want most, lower premiums. And a big wall. Nick, we can't have this discussion without the wall. When are we got about 30 seconds. What do you expect to happen?
Yeah. Look, we need to build the wall. We need to build the wall as big as possible. We need to make sure that as many people are bidding to work on the wall as possible. I know that California is doing its usual tricks about trying to intimidate those.
Yeah, it's only three Democratic state legislators at this point. It may turn into a tsunami, as we know, in the great state of California, but right now only three.
Well, that's what we usually are accustomed to, and that's sad that we're seeing that. But I am thrilled.
We have to break, Nick. I'm sorry. Nick, thanks so much. Nick Adams, Betsy McCaughey, thank you both.